Hi guys, I'm Stephanie Bell and I'm from Iowa State University and I'm going to school to become a teacher. So today I came to do a little mini lesson with you. First thing is I gave you a folder over there and I want you, let's get your name first maybe. What's your name?
I'm Sarah.
Hi Sarah and our other students over here. Okay. First thing I want you to do is your folder over there. I want you to tell me how big or long do you think your folder is?
A foot.
This folder? A foot, you think? Okay. Now let's hold your folder up to my folder. Yours is taller than mine, right?
Yes.
How would we measure that, maybe?
With a ruler.
With a ruler? Okay. That's not a foot bigger, is it?
No.
No. Okay, so let's measure using some inchworms since we can't use a ruler. First thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to measure my own folder. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to take one of these inchworms that I brought and I'm going to line it up at the end. I'm going to make sure that it's completely even there. So I want you to put your finger there when you do this and make sure that it's at the end and then at the tip so you're touching. This is one. So then I'm going to take another one. This is our second inchworm. And I'm going to make sure that it's touching the side of this other inchworm. They're not overlapping, and there's no gaps. So they're touching right next to each other. That's 2. So then I'm going to keep going here. I'm going to put 3 down, touching, but not overlapping. And then I'm going to put 4 down. What if I leave this gap right here? What do you think happens to our measurement at the end?
It's messed up.
Yeah, you don't think it would be you'd be missing a little bit, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to keep going here. Each one goes right next to the other one. Be very careful here, make sure that they stay on because they kind of slide off a little bit. Okay. Do you see anything funny about my last inchworm over here?
It's longer than the folder.
Is it hanging off a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. What if I take it off? Let's count our inchworms here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we have 11 inchworms covering my folder. If we put this inchworm back on, we're going to have 12, correct?
Mm-hmm.
If I take this off, we're not getting the whole entire folder. And like we said earlier, if there's gaps, it's going to mess up. And then if we don't get the rest of this, it's going to mess up. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this 12th inchworm right here. And even though it's hanging off, that's okay because I want you to get the whole thing instead of getting missing part of it. So we're going to count this guy even though he's hanging off. So when you do your own folder, I want you to lay them out. And if you find that there's 1 inchworm hanging off, we're just going to count him anyways. That's going to call it rounding up. So now I'm going to take these inchworms off. And I am going to record on my sheet that my folder is 12 inchworms long. You can just put the number 12. So now I want you to take your folder over here and I want you to do the same thing with these inchworms. Remember, we're trying to line it up right even for the first one. And the second one goes right next to it touching, but make sure there's no gaps and it's not overlapping. And sometimes it's easier. Some people like to count as they go, but I like to lay them out and then count them and see how long it's going to be. Good job. They're touching, but they're not overlapping. Looks good. Okay, we got that guy at the end, and he's kind of hanging off, right?
Yep.
But are we still going to count him?
Yes.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13. Great. And I just want you to write that on the corner. 13 inchworms. Perfect. So now that you've done yours, you did a great job. We counted that guy on the end. What we're going to do now is I'm going to take these inchworms back. You can put your folder off to the side. And we're going to do a worksheet together, well, independently, I guess. by yourself, but I'm going to be right here to watch you and make sure you're doing the right things. So here we have inchworms that are labeled A through I. See how they all have letters on them there? Okay, we're going to use these same inchworms that we used, but what you're going to do here is you're going to take, this is letter F. So I'm going to put my inchworms on here, line it up at the end. It's okay if it's hanging off a little bit since these guys are odd shaped. So there's one. Here's my second one, touching but not overlapping. End to end. And you might have to go nice and slow here because these inchworms are kind of slippery. So you want to make sure your measurements are really accurate. So make sure, take your time, go slow. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 inchworms for letter F. So then I'm going to go to my recording sheet here, and I'm going to go to F, and I'm going to write 9. So once you're done with that one, you have the letter F done. So you're going to take your inchworms off, put it to the side, and then you're going to start with a new letter. Just make sure that each time you measure a letter, you're writing it on the correct space here, okay? So if you have any questions, you can ask me. Let's try one together here just so we can make sure you're doing it right. We're going to do letter D. Starting at the end there. Good job. Way to take your time. Perfect. And it's a little overlapping, but that's okay. So we have 3 for letter D. Great. Okay, now you're going to have time to do the rest of these here and then just record them on your sheet and let me know if you have any problems or questions. And then we will go over it at the end together. You stop it.